Just settling in, getting some experience. Learning how to play. Within the system, and he's doing a great job. And he's a load, man. He's learned how to take on these big old double teams, and he's learned a lot. But the biggest thing is just seeing him kind of settle into college football. Yeah, well, he's D-tackle, but Cape's done great. I mean, we're super pleased with Cape and Peyton Page. Those guys are, playing big reps for us. Capehart is unique. He's a different guy, man. He is a big body, and just getting better and better. His effort's great. His understanding of the game is at an all-time high for what it's been when he first got here, and then he's just healthy. Capehart's had a lot of injuries his first couple of years, but he's healthy and he's learned how to take care of his body, and he's learned how to really prepare the right way, and it's showing on game day. So really, really proud of him. Better. They're better. They're getting like I said yesterday. They're day to day with their type of injuries, but improving every day. I think when you look at the portal, I think a lot of the data's driving that, and that most of the kids are in the portal in the first 4, 5, 6 days. I think that's probably what's driving it. But you just also want to make sure that they've got plenty of opportunity to get in there, and so I think they found a happy medium.
How did you feel like Jeadyn Lukus did in place of Nate last game, and just what's kind of your evaluation of him since he's had that start?
Yeah, he did fine. I mean, he didn't give up any big plays. He's just like to see him continue to improve his technique a little bit. I think he can play with his hands a little bit better. I thought he broke down in his footwork a couple of times, but I mean, he's a young player that's getting starter snaps and super talented. But I thought he did a nice job. I mean, he took a lot of shots. I thought he did a good job of leveraging the sideline pretty much the whole game, and always room for improvement. I think the biggest thing is just he missed some tackles. He's got to do a better job with that. But proud of J. Lou. He's a developing guy and super talented, and he's made a big jump for us this year from where he was last year. Yeah, Mickey, Coach Khan did a great job evaluating him and recruiting him, and he was a guy that early on, he wasn't sure he wanted to play DB. He was wanting to play receiver, and I think Notre Dame maybe offered him as a receiver, so I was just kind of getting on the same page there with what we saw his future as, and then him really buying into that because he's a really good two-way player in high school, but. He's what we thought he'd be. I mean, he's just a passionate kid. He's very savvy. He's very, very mature, as is a lot of these guys in that freshman class. A very, very one of the more mature groups we've had. And he's already a leader on the team. It just comes natural to him. Yeah, continuing to, he didn't do anything to not earn some more playing time. I mean, Trent can help us. He can play 3 positions. He he can actually hold his own at tackle. Trent's long. He plays. Some guys are long, but they don't play with their length. But he does a nice job of playing with his length. He's athletic. He understands the game, and it just gives us some diversity up front. So he was in on a couple of long drives, and like I said, held his own. So still a guy that's in the first couple of years didn't get much playing time. He battled through some injuries and one year had mono and some setbacks, but this has been his best year, and he's got a couple of years left. So he's been a guy we've been pleased with, and hopefully he'll continue to help us. It's kind of what we saw in camp. Got a good group of depth. Hey, we lost Walker Parks. That certainly hurt us, but we felt like in camp that we have really good depth in the OL and some guys that have some, position flexibility. And, Trent's one of those guys.
Just going back after that Florida State game, it's been 11 days since then. What have you learned about this team and your players in those 11 days?
We've gotten better every week. They really care. I think the biggest thing you learn is what you hope that you will see a team respond. And I think you've got to be able to, handle failure along the way to be great. And because failure is a part of being great. Nobody likes it, but it is a part of it. And it's good to see them, bounce back. That's, as I said the other day, it's about as gut-wrenching. Not only losing a game, but how you lose the game in a game, and not only that, but the first one too. In games that you dominate the game statistically, but you lose, and that's really, really difficult. And when that second game, and all the outside noise and implications that come with that, where college football is today, and you're dealing with young people, I think you saw the character of our team, and. There's a quote, I love one of my favorite quotes is, mismanaged success is the number one reason for failure, and well-managed failure is the number one reason for success. And, I think the reason we've been so consistent around here for a long time is because we've had both. We've had well-managed failure and well-managed success for a long period of time. And it takes both of those things to have, consistency in anything that you do, because you're going to have some failure. You're going to have, hopefully, success if you're doing the right things. And so I think the biggest thing was just, just seeing them respond when their back is against the wall. That was a great performance last week, and everything going against them. And I'm just really proud. I think, again, you saw what's inside this group. We've already done it. We've done it a couple times this year, and Ship has got in there. And, we brought Sage in one time on a motion and pushed him from behind. So we've already done it.
What stands out about Garrett specifically as a quarterback's coach as opposed to offensive coordinator and working with him so far?
He's passionate about it. He really loves it, and he's got a great demeanor. I think he's got a really good demeanor for those guys. He loves ball, and I think he manages the room well as far as how he prepares week in and week out. He doesn't try to be all things to all people. He's very convicted in what he believes in, and that resonates. But as I've said many times about him, he's got a very calming confidence to him. He's got just, that's probably the biggest thing, and that resonates with those guys as well. So he's played the position, and he sees it from that aspect. think, first of all, it says a lot about our offensive line. That's number one. The third and long, you see a lot of exotics. You see a lot of things. And our offensive line is, has really done a heck of a job for us this year. And everybody talks bad about our offensive line, and these guys have played their butts off for us. We've outgained every opponent and every third down, you name it. And so it starts there, first and foremost. And then it's great preparation by Klubnik. Really, really good preparation by him and really understanding, what he can, what we need him to do and what he can do. Because when people have pressured us and he's been able to create some scramble first downs, both with his legs and his arm. And then it's also a huge credit to, our guys making plays on the outside, which is a group that has really risen to the occasion. None more so than last week when from the second series on, it was very clear and evident, that what their philosophy in that game was going to be and how we were going to have to win the game. And so I'm really proud of really everybody involved. And then Garrett, again, and not just Garrett, but the whole offensive staff. I mean, putting a great plan together. But I think it starts with those guys up front.